Springboard Roadshow Foundation, in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and Solidaridad, present CoRe, the COVID-19 Recovery and Resilience Program.
Hello, welcome to the CoRe program. My name is Dr. Titus Beyuo, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a practical guide to home, work, and public place safety in this era of COVID-19 pandemic. You know what? A lot of us actually think that if we will get this infection, we would probably get it from a stranger, not someone close to us. But that is palpably false. The truth is, a lot of people who get this infection actually get it from people who are very close to themselves, like people who live in the same house with you, your co-workers, or people that you hang out with frequently. So you are only as protected as the people around you. With this fact in mind, then we want to look at how we can keep our home safe, our workplace safe, and any other public place, especially now that we have eased restrictions and we need to participate in public activities, how we can ensure our personal safety and the safety of people close to us at such functions. So let's look at the home. Now, there are different means by which we can be exposed to danger of COVID in our own home. And if we identify those weaknesses, then we'll look at mitigation factors. First one is that as long as the home is not sealed off and people move in and out, you go to work and come, you receive visitors. Anytime anybody enters your home, it's a potential source of infection. It could be you yourself coming home. It could be someone visiting you. It could be a friend coming over. Or it could be another person who is part of your home or your family who is returning home. And that person could potentially be bringing this virus home. So that is a major means by which you can bring this virus in. The other is the things we carry along when we come. It may not be the person, but what is the person bringing home? It could be you yourself, your bag. It could be money you have received. It could be gift you have received. There are people who got this infection after receiving a parcel. So it tells you that anything that we carry can potentially bring this virus home. With this in mind, then we'll look at what can we do at home to stay safe at home. Some of us practice rituals of disinfecting ourselves when we get home. So let's look at the persons. Anyone who gets into your home, it could be you yourself or other occupants of the home. What should they do to ensure that the home still remains a safe haven for you? So if it is you returning from work, once you get home, think about it, that your clothing, your footwear, your hands, your face masks are potentially contaminated. And think about how to safely disinfect this before you make contact with people at home. So beginning with your hands, you should wash your hands when you get home. Then next, your footwear. Any part of your house that you are likely to walk barefooted, you should not take footwear that you have used outside to those places. So your living area, for instance, the footwear you use at work, at the market, or wherever, they should be taken off before you walk into your living area or your bedroom, because you are likely to walk barefooted there. For some people, we use hypochlorite solution or simply Parazole solution to wet a cloth, put it at the entrance. When you get home, the shoes and things that you've used a lot, step on them, take them off, leave them there for a while, and then they are disinfected. The next time you pick them up, they are clean, and if there was any virus you picked up whilst you walked around, the bases are all disinfected of this virus. Then your hand washing has been done. Your clothes that you use, you were not supposed to have hugged anybody, but maybe somebody patted you on the back. Somebody rubbed something off you. You leaned against a wall. You do not know what was on that wall. You leaned against the door hinge. You don't know what was on that door hinge. So it is possible that your external clothing may be contaminated. So find a safe way of taking them off such that you do not contaminate other things that are home. And if possible, get them washed before you reuse them. And I was amazed to see someone at the shopping mall who, after picking up all her groceries, those that can be potentially sprayed, she just takes up her disinfectants and sprays them. well, if it is something edible, you may not be able to do so. But if you receive parcels that people have handled, you can certainly do that before you handle them and allow your kids and other people in your home to handle them. If we do that, we keep the home safe. So we've talked about your hands, we've talked about your clothing, we've talked about other items that you have brought in. Money is a potential contagion. It's a source of infection. It can carry a lot of particles. So it is not the right place to be counting money and they're letting your kids and others count money in the home, because you probably not be able to disinfect money. So when you get home, let all your money be in an envelope, in your wallet, and do not handle them. Anytime you touch them, you need to clean them. The next place we talk about is work. This is very varied depending on the type of work you do. I am a medical doctor and I consider my workplace as a very, very dangerous arena. Yours may be more dangerous because the recent data from the Ghana Health Service is showing us that the workplace is actually the new hub of spreading of this virus. And it is so because a lot of us assume that our colleagues are not infected. Or as for Joe, I was with him yesterday. Joe is safe. What you do not know is where Joe has been, who Joe has seen at home, what car Joe came to work in. So assume that your co-workers are potentially carrying the virus. Your best friend at work could be carrying the virus. So observe that social distance with him. If your company does not have a policy of sanitizing your doorknobs, then when you touch them, you should sanitize your hands. Your workstation, before you sit in the morning to work, ensure that it is sanitized. You can just use a hand sanitizer like this or any other disinfectant you have. Just put a little bit on it, dab around the place, and it is safe for you to work. You don't exchange pens and things that other people handle. If that happens, you need to re-sanitize these things before you can work. Don't let your guard down and assume that your closest friends are okay. Go hugging, go greeting, you've missed them, shaking hands. Sometimes we do not shake hands, but in an attempt to do the elbow greeting, we go too close face to face. As much as is possible, avoid direct face-to-face contact with people when speaking to them. Anybody who talks to you at the workplace without a mask does not respect you. Please tell the person out of respect to put on their mask before they talk to you. If somebody needs to whisper something into your ear, they should do it into your ear. Or be by each other head to head and talk, not face to face, because that is when aerosols and other things generated from them can come out. One other thing to watch out is some people use N95 masks. The N95 masks, some have what we call a valve. You will see a plastic thing on it. It is safe for the wearer, but not very safe for you. In some countries, they've been banned. So if your colleague is wearing one and is close to you and is talking to you, anytime he or she breathes out, her air comes out through that vent and they could potentially be coming at you. And if they were not they were not fitted with bacterial filtering activity and viral filtering property, then they could be infecting you. So let's watch out for these things at the workplace. Finally, public place safety. I think at this point, you need to choose carefully which events to attend and which ones not to, and which public places to go to and which ones not to. If it is absolutely necessary, you have to go. But then when you are going, assume that everybody you are meeting there could be infected. Maybe they are just not showing symptoms yet. They don't have to cough. And remember, now COVID is showing varied symptoms. For some, it may just present as diarrhea. So they are not coughing. They don't have any fever, so you wouldn't know. Some, it may just be a loss of smell. And the person will not tell you that I cannot smell. So you will not be able to identify those who have it and those who don't have it. So at your work, at such public places, assume that the people you are interacting with potentially have the virus. So how close do you get to someone? And what kind of interactions do you do? What do you touch? And anything you touch, consider your hands are infected. And until you disinfect them, that hand should not get to what we call the men. Your mouth, your eyes, and your nose. Because once your hand moves to any of these places, the mouth, the eyes, and the nose, you could potentially be introducing the virus into these orifices, and it can be taken into your system. Wait a minute. What if you just realize that perhaps your last encounter, maybe you didn't behave right? What in the bus on your way to that public gathering, you felt someone coughed, and at that time you were not even wearing your mask, and now you are full of trepidations. Have I breached my personal safety? And then all these thoughts are going through your mind. What do you do? Anyway, I'm sure we have other episodes that I'm going to talk to about how we will boost our immune system to help us in this fight. But if you think that you have breached your personal safety by any act, that is not a time to panic or to assume that you have the infection and therefore just go on to live life anyhow. For all you know, it was breached, but maybe you didn't get infected. So still continue to maintain the optimum safety for yourself so that throughout you are safe. And at any point in time, play back a bit your last series of activities in that public place. Anybody definitely coughing, singing, who is not wearing a face mask is posing a danger to you. I have seen people in a face shield without a face mask. If you attend any public gathering and anybody is standing there in a face shield without a face mask, that person is not protecting himself and that person is not protecting you, because aerosols they generate can still get to you. It hits that face shield a bit, but will find its way out. Where it lands next, I am not sure. It could be on your face mask, it could be on your hand, it could be on something that later you can use to contaminate yourself. So you need to be cautious about that. Secondly, people who are shouting, talking at the top of their voices, and are not wearing the appropriate mask, or sometimes they are wearing a mask, but all the ends of the mask are loose. I'm sure you've seen some of that, where somebody is wearing a mask, but if you stand by the side of the person, you can virtually see their lips through this angle or through that angle. What it means, if they vocalize and whatever comes from inside of them hits the mask, it's going to travel this way. And if you are by their side, you are the next target. So you have to be conscious of it. So what have I been talking about? To stay safe in this era, you don't need fear. You don't need panic. You need information. And that is what the CoRe program is providing to you. And once you have that information, the next thing you need is to be conscious of yourself. All of us occasionally forget that COVID exists, especially if everybody else around you is behaving like there is no COVID and you are the only person. The tendency for you to forget yourself is high. And the minute you forget, you are not likely to take these precautions seriously. So at your home, I'm saying note that anytime anyone comes in, that person or what they carry could bring the virus in. At your workplace, I'm saying that your colleagues, your closest friends could be the source of infection or surfaces there. So be mindful. At that public place, ask yourself, is my attendance of this event as serious as my risk of getting COVID? Some events are life and death. If you don't go, you may die anyway. And if you go, you may not get the COVID. That would be justification to go. But some others, really, your presence will not be missed. So why try it? So be conscious and always think about it. So, well, this has been the CoRe program. And I've been talking to you about a guide to your personal, your home, your workplace, and public safety. If you have questions or feedback, we would love to hear from you. Call or WhatsApp us on the CoRe hotline, which is 055-153-5533. I'll go over that again, 055-153-5533. We have experts, including psychologists and a whole caboodle of experts who are willing to assist you, whatever the issue is. I also encourage you to visit the website, which is core.com.gh, and download the video and audio and the workbook of this presentation. And trust me, you will find other lovely presentations to help you not only survive, but remain resilient. We definitely must survive COVID and remain stronger after. Thank you.
Abraboni wayede
a presentation of CoRe, the COVID-19 Recovery and Resilience Program.